Good day, everyone. This is Mark Tillo, and today I'm going to share with you how I propagate live sphagnum moss. In my opinion, any Nepenthes grower, they must grow live sphagnum moss in their greenhouse. It doesn't matter if you have greenhouse or grow tent or even a small terrarium, live sphagnum moss can bring it to a whole new level. It gives you the feeling you are in the jungle, in a tropical island. Not to mention, live sphagnum moss can enhance humidity. It makes the plants much happier. Most importantly, it makes you happier. So let's get to it and let's propagate some live sphagnum moss. So what I usually need is a lot of dried sphagnum and a little bit of live sphagnum. The dried sphagnum is just the commercial one that you can get from anywhere. For the live sphagnum, this is actually because we've been propagating live sphagnum for a while. I just collect this from around the greenhouse. All right, so if you don't have it, where can you get it? That's a good question. Just search your local stores, search on the CP groups. If anyone is selling it around, you must buy the long fiber live sphagnum moss. In Australia, I think there is Trifid Spark. They still sell it, and we even sell it sometimes because sometimes we propagate it. We have so much, and we put on the website. We don't have it all the time because it requires lots of space to propagate. But anyway, if you don't see it on the website, just shoot a message, and you can ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, if we have it or not. We might have it. So yeah, so just try to get it from anywhere. It's also worth to mention, some people, they said they can actually get live sphagnum from dead sphagnum. Okay, let's call this dead sphagnum comparison to live sphagnum. Okay, so to be honest, it happens sometimes. Like, it could have some kind of spores that can just activate after a while if you keep it in a high humidity and if you just keep watering it. But this is very rare, and to be honest, it's not worth the trouble. It's in very rare occasions, and it will take so much time to turn into live sphagnum, and that's very low percentage. So for me, I advise you the best way: just get a little bit of live sphagnum, and then you can propagate in any amount you want. So what I need, how I do that, you just need 2 trays. Okay, one is a mesh tray, and the other one is solid. It doesn't really matter what size or what shape, as long as you have the same size, 2 trays that you can use them together. That will be fantastic. First of all, what you need to do is you need to drill some holes in the tray. Trust me, holes are very important because it will provide the drainage, and it will allow the water to run out. It's not going to be sitting in the water the whole time. Because trust me, if the live sphagnum, I know it needs to be humid at all times, but if it was sitting in water the whole time, it will grow algae, it will grow fungus, it will grow mold, all kinds of nasty stuff. So you need to get some holes in this tray. And of course, I just use a drill to drill the holes. And if you don't have a drill, so what are you waiting for? Go to Bunnings now! Okay, so I got 6 holes here. What I need to do, I'm gonna make some kind of bed in this tray with only dead sphagnum. Here we go. So I'm just going to put some sphagnum here. And actually be generous. Don't put a little bit. Just make sure it's filling the whole thing there. Because this is very important, as it's going to provide like a cushion of humidity to the other tray, and it's going to keep the live sphagnum on the main tray humid at all the times. So I'm just going to spray it a little bit here, just to make sure it got a decent amount of water. Yeah, I think that will do it. All right, so now we have a full tray of dead sphagnum. What? What the hell is that? Ah! Ah! Okay, I'm not going to call it dead sphagnum anymore. This is dried sphagnum, okay? Dried. that thing is not coming back. All right, so next step. So what we need to do now, I'm gonna get this mesh tray and flip it upside down, and this is going to be maybe the most tedious and exhausting step, but it's really important. Let me do it quickly here, and then I'm going to explain why I'm doing this. So I'm going to get some long fibers here, and just get some tweezers, and just insert this into some of the mesh holes here, there, just like that. Just random places all around the tray. That should be it. Okay, are you ready for it? All right. This is actually a little bit creepy. If anyone of you guys played the game Half-Life, unidentified person of interest. So I guess you guys already figured what I'm doing here. See from this side. So this one is going to provide a connection between the bottom tray and the top tray to make sure that the top layer of sphagnum, of the live sphagnum, is always hydrated and getting enough moisture. All right. So now this is how it looks like here. The next step, I'm just going to fill up the top tray with some sphagnum as well. Make sure you don't fill too much. Like, we need to make it really solid, fill the whole thing, but we also need to keep some space for the live sphagnum to grow. All right, so see, that's what we have here. We got the bottom tray, and we got the top one that's fully connected with these guys. And now we got a perfect foundation to grow the live sphagnum. And now the last step and the most exciting part is the live sphagnum. See how beautiful it is. This we all grow this in-house in our greenhouse. So what we need to do now, just get some part of the live sphagnum that we already harvest, and just spread this around some corners here, on the top, on the side. It doesn't matter if you have gaps, as long as it's well spread along the tray. Make sure you fill the corners. The corners are important to fill, and the edges as well. Actually, I think I harvest too much for this presentation. Usually I can get away with less amounts. Can you imagine? Like, this is already too much now. It's more than we need. See what we have here? We got a very nice foundation of the dry sphagnum, and now on the top we got some really nice amount of the live sphagnum on top. And I'm just going to spray it now a little bit more to make sure they all have nice contact. All right, so now I'm going to show you some examples of the stages of the live sphagnum propagation. So, for example, this is the one that we just did. We will call it day 0. This is how we start. And let's see this one now. This one, I think it's been like 2 to 3 months. You can see already how the live sphagnum started to blend into the dried sphagnum and start to grow really nice. So that's after 2 to 3 months. And then the ultimate tray, this one, I guess it's been growing for 5 to 6 months. Can you imagine this one? It started exactly as the one we did here. And look how it became. So, and to be honest, when I start this one, it even has less amounts than here. So, see how beautiful they can grow, how they can connect all together, how lush and beautiful. And actually, the most important question you must ask me is, like, how do I care of the trays after I did this method of propagation? It's very simple. So just keep it somewhere when it can get misting at the whole time, and it must get decent amount of misting, like at least every 2 to 3 days. Really nice misting. So it has to be misted until you see the water start dropping from the hose in the bottom. Then it's okay. And you can see how it's heavy actually. It's always moist, and it always has some aeration, the air circulation. You can see there is zero algae, zero mold, zero fungus. It's beautiful. So that's how you should grow sphagnum moss. Let's show you some examples of different life sphagnum situations, some bad and good examples, so you can see what's the best condition to grow and what to avoid. This could be the best place in the greenhouse to grow sphagnum moss. It has some nice light, but avoid direct sunlight and avoid really strong lights because it will burn it. And as you can see here, we got the misting system. They mist every 2 to 3 days. They keep it really nice and moist. So that's one of the good areas for live sphagnum moss. And by the way, in the greenhouse, it has to be in the greenhouse when it's humid at the whole times. If it's dry, you're not gonna grow live sphagnum moss. It needs humidity. And actually, that's also good because it will give you good indication for the growing area for Nepenthes. So if the live sphagnum moss is happy in a humid place, that means Nepenthes are also happy. Here I want to show you another example of the live sphagnum moss. See this area just under the pots? It's nice and shady. At the same time, it can receive good amount of light, and the sphagnum moss looks really happy here. It's very moist, it's very shady, and it has good amount of light as well. See, this is what you need to see with the sphagnum moss. Long fiber and a little bit fair color. You shouldn't be seeing any algae or any nasty stuff. That looks really healthy in this area. I'm gonna show you a bad example of how not to grow sphagnum moss. See this tray here I left in the ground, and then we got some aroid and truncatas, and they are dropping so much shade on this area. So this become really shady area. So see, this is what happens when the sphagnum moss doesn't receive enough light. Looks like this corner, it has enough light, which is growing a little bit healthy. But if you can see here, it's getting dark color. When you go deeper down into the cave, see here, like it's done. Algae is growing everywhere, and the sphagnum moss is not healthy at all. It's covered with algae, and yeah, it's done. So yeah, this is really bad area for the sphagnum moss. See this area, it receives enough light, but this corner, it gets direct sunlight every day. So see what happened with the sphagnum when it received direct sunlight? Look, it just burned, black and burned. On the back, it's happy because it's in the shadow here. But here, yeah. So try to avoid direct sunlight for live sphagnum moss. Now let's take a look with the grow condition here. This is actually inside a fridge. This is my ultra highland chamber. As you can see, the sphagnum here, very, very, very happy. Look at that. This area actually is getting like 26 to 27 temperature during the day, and it's dropping to 8 Celsius at night. So the sphagnum moss doesn't mind the cold temperatures at all. And now here's another example. Now I'm taking you into our lowland greenhouse. We also got some sphagnum here propagating, and as you can see, it's really healthy. So that tells something that even if it's really high temperatures, the sphagnum moss doesn't mind the high temperature as long as there is enough humidity. This area is going up to 33, 34 during the day, and at night it's like 20 to 24. See, it's pretty warm here. Thank you so much, everyone. I really hope you find something useful in this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Cheers.